Hey, this is Ralph. We are just finishing up this little assignment where we format a document to look like this newsletter. The last few skills we need to take care of are making and modifying styles, adding clip art with text wrapping, and putting a footer with a page number on there. Okay, I think we can handle that. Let's go ahead and work on modifying these styles. I'm going to go ahead and select some text here. And I'm selecting this date with the doctor's name, and I'm going to apply the heading 2 style to that. And while it's still selected, actually it doesn't even need to be selected, I can right click on heading 2 and choose to modify. It's an important step. You want to modify the style, which is different than just changing font characteristics of the selected text. So I'm going to right click, modify the style. And let's see, I'm going to choose to have a dark red font, and I'm going to click bold, format, border, and there's a shading tab under this, borders and shading, and it looks like it's a light green color. There we go. Click OK, click OK. And now we have that formatted text. And what's great about this is I can select other paragraphs and just click on my heading 2 style up there, select some other text, click on my heading 2, and they're all styled the same way. The other nice thing about doing it this way is I can right click on heading 2, I can choose to modify it, I can go to format, borders, I could change that shading to a light shade of blue, click OK, click OK. And all instances of that same heading 2 style are going to have the new format. So now I'm going to take these pictures and let's check their wrapping style. They could be good. No, they're in line with text. So I'm going to change their wrapping styles to the square wrapping. I'm doing each of them individually. And then I'll just take these images and move them up just by eye where they need to be. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Actually, all their sizes are pretty nice too. If not, we could always double click on a picture, and then I could use the format or the picture format ribbon, and I could set their widths. I think the first one is 1.2, and my second one was 1.19. So let's go ahead and change that to 1.2. And the third one is 1.2. Great, so now they all have consistent sizing. That looks pretty good. And then last but not least is the footer with a page number. Great. So let's see, I'm just going to double click in the lower portion of my document, of one of my pages, and that gets me to the footer area. Now that I know what tab stops are, I can see that they do have some tab stops already set up here. There's a center tab at about the 3¼ inch mark, and there's a right align tab at the 6½ inch mark. If I press my tab key once and then twice, that's going to put my insertion point over at that 6½ inch mark for the right align tab. Page number, and it's supposed to just be the word page and then the number. That's pretty easy. So I'll type out the word page, space, and then for the page number, I'm on my header and footer ribbon. I'll choose page number, current position, plain number. There we go. However, it's not really in the best spot because this document is using narrower margins than normal. So I'm going to take that right align tab, I'm going to click it and drag it over manually to the 7½ inch mark and let go. And that's going to move that page number over there. I think I'm okay. There could be a potential issue, but let's find out. I'm just going to double click in the body of my document, which reactivates the body of the document and deactivates the headers and footers. It looks like my footers are where they need to be. It looks like the rest of my document is where it needs to be. Everything is looking pretty darn good. Now, the overall layout of my page does look a little bit different than theirs. And sure enough, I can see that they had this other paragraph start over here on the right side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my insertion point right in front of this last paragraph on the left. I'm going to go to my layout ribbon, breaks, column break, and that's going to force that paragraph over there. Looks like my table of contents got a little whacked out, so let's just drag that back to where it needs to be. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And so now we've got our 4 columns of text over here on the left, then our text box with a table of contents, and over there on the right we've got our paragraph and then our 3 doctor profiles. All right, I think we can call this complete. Thanks for hanging out with me. Don't forget to save this, and there's a place in Blackboard to turn it in. Take care.